Sorry, sir. I am talking from past 3 minutes. I have not all seen. I have muted my mic.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then I came to know nobody is talking like that. And when I came back, I saw that it was muted.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, sir. Very good afternoon. Actually, one of the important subject which is used throughout worldwide is operation research. And the people who are doing statistics and other one definitely in ISA, Indian Statistical Institute and other things, you can find out the people are good enough in doing this particular operation research. And this is the subject which made the people to win Second World War. Okay, a guy who was working, who was leading one particular troop. His name is Blackheart Circus, who started to work tactically or strategically, doing some operational things. And this worked out, and definitely this tried to be carried out to industry, hijacked from industry, and they give a lot of name for this particular subject, and which was changed to operation research. Okay, let us start with our class. Origin and development. The main origin of war is Second World War, and which was happened from 1942 to 45, which everyone knows about it. And earlier in First World War, these things were not all there. Next, the people started to use this one. And in war, one important thing which you wanted to know is that strategic, this one, what is that defensive way is very important one. Let us try to take one small example. If someone declare war against US, means US declare war against that particular country, you are going to be thinking a lot of troops are coming, they are going to be doing that war, and they are trying to do some other things. USA is having space lab throughout this one, what is that space. Okay, if it destroys our satellites, if they are going to be destroying our 8 to 10 satellites, network itself is going to be cut down. Okay, insat is there, which is going to be networking, which is going to be used. That satellite is used for our telecom thing. Okay, a number of insat satellites are there. So this is strategic or tactical. This one, what is that defensive things which is going to be happening from military people. Okay, there is no need to declare war directly to you. Indirectly, if you are declaring a war, your communication things is going to be cut down, which definitely you cannot work. And this is one thing which is happening now from why Russia is not all gone aggressively, means because it is also part and parcel of Russia, Ukraine actually. USSR was united Soviet. This one, what is that? Yeah, in another one as was there and region. There was one big continent like that, which was having more than nine or 10 countries. Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, this one, what is that? Ukraine. All these things were there from Russia, which was departed, and the reasons are totally different. And how they are now started to do this one war is totally a different one. Okay, now a lot of Patriot missiles were there. Patriot missiles are the missiles which is going to be interrupting the Scuded missiles which is coming and hitting your this one, what is that place. And what Russia done once when the missile was I think interrupted by patriotic missile, they started to send drones, and patriotic missiles which were used by Ukraine were wasted. They made Ukraine to waste their patriotic missile, which is a defensive thing. There's some strategies I'm talking about how a country is going to be declaring war and how they're going to be working. Okay, strategic moves. So, by military management in England, sorry, on that day they were started to talk some few problems and what are the strategies which is going to be uh, developed for land defense or air defense like that. Next, what was happened when we are talking about any one particular war or some other one, resources are very limited. For example, if you have read the material which was given in papers, I was shocked. The total ammunitions which was produced by US was used by Ukraine within I think 35 days or 36 days. That's all. Okay, it means that the consumption is going to be very high, resources are going to be very limited, and how you are going to be declaring a war against your enemy like that. So how you are going to be utilizing optimally the existing resources, very important one. So here we wanted to use a word called optimal. It was necessary to decide upon most effective utilization of them. Okay, now let us try to talk about two things. Effective one means, for example, if any one particular air fighter jet were, I think, going to be hit by some missiles, means definitely it is not only thousands, of course, which is going to be wasted, but also a well-trained pilot is going to be dead. So people are going to be very aware about it, how to utilize everything specifically, and how they wanted to use it properly and be in safe. With that, they must be in safe. Okay. The next one is that the mission was to formulate a specific proposals of this particular meeting, which was happened. How to formulate a proposal, that is, how we can utilize the existing facility optimally. So, the resources are very less. You must utilize it in a optimum way. And what is feasible and what is optimal, I'm going to be talking within 5-10 minutes. The two words which is very important in operation research. The next one is the military commanders arrived at a decision, that is optimum utilization of military resources, and how they wanted to use it. They wanted to take a decision, how to make decision effectively. The two words which is important in this particular thing decision is that effectiveness, efficiency. What do you mean by effective and what do you mean by efficiency? Anybody else is there? Can you tell about what is effectiveness and what is efficiency? Hello? What is effectiveness and what is efficiency?
Sir, I don't know. I'll try,
Yes,
sir.
yes, please. Yes, Rekha.
Uh,
Very, very simple. Three words. You think about it. Who
effective,
should be effective? Who should be efficient? Please tell first. Then I'm going to be giving an important
uh, efficiency is to improve the productivity of any task.
one. Okay.
Effectiveness is the same task, how result oriented it is.
Yeah, right. You are right. So if you wanted to define it by three words, you can put it in this way. Effectiveness is doing right things. Efficiency is doing things right. The job which is given for you, if you are doing it in a proper way, that is efficient. If you're trying to do a job in an effective means doing right things, you must do a right work. Okay, you must do a right thing. For example, there will be a jumble which is going to be happening between the players in a cricket, and the last down is going to be sent at first down, and he is going to be asked to hit the balls. He is a bowler, but he is not a batsman. It is there are going to be effective decision which is going to be taken because they don't want to lose the batsmen who are going to be out. Earlier days, we used to call as a night watchman in cricket. If at the fag end of the day, if someone is batsman is going to be bowled, means definitely they used to be sending night watchman. It means that he used to be taking care of that particular wickets like that. So some few strategies, a lot of time, these effective strategies are worked on. They become very big players in this world, and they earn crores of rupees. For example, Sanat Jayasuriya, he was a bowler, but he was made as a very big batsman and opener, and he started to be hitting hundreds very easily. How to loft the ball, everything was taught him. And the next story is history now. Okay, so how you are going to be taking the decision? If I'm going to be talking about leaders, one effective leader whom we can find it out in our country, according to me, is that PV Narasimha Rao. If he was not there, definitely what has happened to our country, nobody knows about it. And if he has not taken the decisions, because when I finished my engineering, there was no job. And I used to tell to my friends, apply, apply, no reply. Okay. I used to apply for a lot of places, but there was no reply at all. There was a situation. But when he opened the market to the whole world, okay, when he was forced to pay interest for IMS through yellow metal, he decided he wanted to change structurally the economy. Yeah, structural changes means which cannot go back. Cyclical means it is coming every, for example, this winter, rainy or summer. Next year also we can see cyclical changes which is happening. But structural changes from nationalized economy to globalized economy, it was done fantastically. It was so effective. So the decisions which you're going to be taking should be effective in this one. Okay. And when it comes to war, scientific and systematic approaches in war, which you're going to be taking, okay, this is going to be trying to target the enemies. Means definitely it started to give a lot of field for the people, and there too a person whom I am going to be talking here. You can find it out. His name is Blackhead Circus. Okay, okay, and he was heading radar, that is gun sight, which was you could have seen artilleries are going to be there, which is going to be used. He was working there, and how he strategically, tactically used the forces, which a small force which was given to him, and how he started to work. And when everything started to work well, and this was told to other teams also, and this everyone started to work, and it was a success story, and they started to win. This one, what is that? This one, what is that war which was happened on those days? Okay, so this particular thing was hijacked by military, US military, and the operations which was conducted against the enemy, they started to give a name called Operation Analysis. And after some days, it was started to be operations were evaluated like that. And at last, people started to talk about operation research. It was having a lot of other names: system analysis, evaluation, system research. A lot of names were came, but at the end, it was ended up with operation research. Okay, and let us go with the next one. Okay, and what do you mean by research? Research on operation means what actually? Research on operation means what? What do you mean by research?
Understanding, as a matter of fact, how things are happening.
Yeah, can you split the same word into two words? Research.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Our regional director, sir, joined.
Oh,
Sir
is
will
it?
interact with you, sir.
Hello,
Hello.
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Dr. E. Varadarajan, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir,
Sir,
it
not
is
audible, sir.
pleasure.
Sir,
Varadarajan, sir.
not
Good
audible,
afternoon,
sir.
sir.
Sir, unmute, sir.
Audible,
Yes,
audible
sir.
now?
Audible, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes. Please
Varadarajan, sir.
go ahead. Yes, yes, sir. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
How many are there?
Yeah.
How many students are there?
Sir, since from morning 20 were there, sir. Now 15 is there, sir.
But number is very less. We have already given intimation to all the learners.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because today Saturday they may went for
I am
job purpose,
requesting
sir.
all the learners, you please share with others. We have been giving intimation through mail to all the students. I don't think they are looking their emails. That may be the issue, or they may be working somewhere. I don't know what is that. Yeah,
Yes, yes, sir.
Sure, sir.
anyhow,
We'll reach out.
yeah, but I'm requesting all the students, you please give an intimation to all your co-students and
Okay, sir.
whosoever knows.
Sure, sir.
Righto, righto. All the best. You go ahead, sir. Yeah, please
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead, sir. Yeah.
So,
Thank
what
you,
has
sir. Thank you,
happened?
sir.
This particular military team started to do some operations research. I was talking about it. The research word is going to be divided into two parts: re and search. What actually you are going to be searching? For example, you wanted to know something else, you start to search. If you go on doing re on the search, you are going to be doing research on that particular topic, and it came to one particular end called as a search for knowledge. Search for knowledge. This started to give an input for operations. Search for operations. What you started to do, RE means how to make it very effective. It is just like a funneling. If you see the funnel, at the top it is very big, at the bottom it is very small. Okay, when you go on doing rework, you are going to be focusing on that particular region top. Okay, search for knowledge. Okay, next. The end of the war, the success of military teams attracted the attentions of industrial managers. After winning the war, people started to see towards how they won, what was the, a lot of stories came out, and what are the strategies and how it was framed, and what helped them to this one, what is that, win this particular war like that. Definitely, this was delighting for industry people. So the complex things when you go for any one particular operations, that too in military means it's not so easy. Okay, it is very complex, and how well you must be prepared for doing any one military operations. Let us try to talk about strategical this one operations which was happened against Osama bin Laden. Okay, it was not so easy. Within half an hour they finished and they gone back. Okay, they took his body also. Okay, they gone. So Indian strategical this one, what is that, height to for you had seen Uri, which was shown in movie also. So I'm talking about this type of things which was delighted the industry, and they hijacked, industry people hijacked this particular thing to solve their complex type of problems. Okay, because this subject started to give an input for all the top people to take the decisions. So this operation research started to covered as an, it's a decision making to analyze any one particular problems. You can analyze it and you can get the solution by using operation research. That was the importance of this particular OR. And the most common problem was what method should be adopted. That is, we are going to be talking about two things, whether it is cost is minimum or total profit maximum. So in these particular problems, you can find out only two things: whether you can cut down the cost, whether you can increase the profitability. Only two things, not more than that. This is very important one. The next one, the first mathematical technique is which was used was simplex. George B. Danzig, who developed this particular simplex method, he developed translation model also. I'm going to be taking that one also. Okay, and he started to teach the American mathematician who started to teach talk about simplex method, how to make weigh things into one particular model and how to get the solution from that particular model. Okay, and it started to be used in a lot of other institutions also, not only in manufacturing industry, academic also. They started to use this one as one of the important topic. And definition of operation research, we are having a number of definitions, and this is a structural definition. I will tell one of the simplest definition which you can remember. It is a systematic method oriented study of basic structure, characteristic functions, and relationships of any organization to provide executive with sound scientific quantitative basis for decision making, or scientifically deciding how to best design and operate man-machine system usually required for allocating resources. When you're going to be talking in this particular structure, you wanted to write 3-4 sentences and one short, a very big sentence which you wanted to write to define it. So let us try to make it a very simple one. It is art of winning the war without actually fighting it. What is operation research? Art of winning the war without actually fighting it. The second one is that very important one, which I used to tell to my students. You can see me as a bad lecturer, but not a worse lecturer. If you're using war, it is an art of giving bad answers, not otherwise and worse answers which you're going to be getting. Okay, so one of the easiest this one, what is the definitions which you can keep in your mind very easily is remember is that is the art of winning the war without actually fighting it, and bad answers which you're going to be getting rather than worst answers. Anybody else is there who can give an example for art of winning the war without actually fighting it?
No, sir, can't think
No.
of it.
Huh? Hello.
Can't think of any example, sir. Please give us.
You can't think of any example. Yeah, I'll give a small good example. If you are willing to listen, I'm going to be telling that one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How people are going to be working in industry, if you wanted to know about it, because working in an industry is good, getting a job is good, but how to become a manager, how to become head of that particular institute or the company, you must work in a better way. Okay. Once there was a meeting which was conducted by Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola CEO called a very big meeting of his employees, and he's going to be asking, if you are losing 1%, this one, what is that, of your market share, it is in $1 billion which you are going to be losing in front of Pepsi. Pepsi is very new company which was started, and Coca-Cola is having very big history, 160 years old company. It is not a new company, okay? Very old company. Pepsi is the 1975 or 76, which was started that one, 73 to 75. Okay. So, and what is the reason he is going to be telling me is per capita consumption of this carbonated drink in US was more than 8 bottles per capita consumption. Very big consumption is happening. Till that, I think you people are knowing about Warren Buffett, one of the richest person who is become very rich from Coca-Cola only. He consumes, he is around 92 years old. Every day he consumes 6 bottles of Coke with 2 burgers. Okay, last month there was an annual general body meeting. How we addressed that annual general body meeting? The one share value is more than 4.8 crore. Okay, his company share value, that is Berkshire Hathaway. He is very good in investing money. Okay, so when I'm going to be talking about this Coke lost market share. They wanted to target Pepsi, but art of winning the war without actually fighting it. They cannot tell that we must fight against Pepsi. Do you know what was the decision taken by that particular CEO? He asked all his fellow people after giving a lecture, if you're not all getting back our market share, definitely, what is the total losses which is going to be happening for our company, sorry. Then he gave an example for everyone, stating that I don't know what you're going to be doing. I want the total consumption of liquid of this country, total consumption of liquid of this country. Anybody can drink water, anybody can drink milk, anybody can drink anything else for that matter, where it can be a beer, where it can be a cool drink or any other one. I want what is the total consumption of liquid. Okay, total consumption of liquid, and that is he gave around 5 to 6 months time to do a research work, and they collected it, and at last when they were made one this analysis, and when they given it to CEO, he told, when people are going to be taking liquid, the first question which was asked by CEO, when people are feeling thirst, definitely they are going to be taking liquid. Where it can be water, where it can be Coke, where it can be your curd, milk, anything else, okay? Anything which you are going to be taking as a liquid. And he told, I don't know what you're going to be doing. My strategy for this is, if anybody is feeling thirst, at that minute he must get one Coke, what you're going to be doing. And they came out with a strategy called vending machine at every corner, nook and corner of the road. Very big road is there, means they decided to put one vending machine. You cannot imagine, because of that particular strategic move which was done by Coke, they earned more than $3.6 billion on those days. $3.6 billion on those days. So, my question here is that he never targeted Pepsi, he never targeted any other company, he only targeted the people who are consuming liquid, that's all. So, I'm talking about the operations which was taken by this particular company, how they made it and how they succeeded it, and the outcome of that particular operation was fruitful. They earned in billions of dollars, and they captured the market share. That is very, very important one. Okay. And let us go with LPP. What is linear programming problem? Okay. And everyone knows about what is linear means what?
Straight lines.
Straight. Okay. So we are trying to talk about this particular linear things, how a model is going to be developed and how it is going to be structured, and how we are going to be talking about that particular linearity. Okay. So let us start with that one. Before that, let us go with some phases, characteristics, and scope of this particular war. And if it is characteristics which you're going to be taking, war, it is used for problem solving and decision making. Everyone knows about it. And operation research is one of the base for taking the decisions from every this one. What is the top guy in this particular world? And a lot of people who have done their statistics, definitely there are. I think 3-4 times more than your software engineers, okay, statisticians who are earning more money. And the second one is that it is an interdisciplinary, everyone knows. And model building is very important one. You are having one problem which is written in a theory, how you are going to be making it as a mathematical model. Okay, very important thing which you wanted to take. And it is operations economy, primary focus is on decision making. Phases, let us try to talk about how the phases of operation research is there. The first phase is that you must formulate the problem. Very important one. I'm going to be teaching around 7 8 problems, how to formulate the problems. Okay. And let us try to talk about what are all the things which you wanted to know. The first thing is decision variable. You must try to talk about decision variable. Okay. Decision variable is very important one. And the next one which you're going to be taking is that your objective, okay, function. Objective function is very important one. And what is your this one, what is the constraints which you're going to be taking? The constraints are going to be called as, for example, to do this particular PGDIOM, the constraint is that attending the classes, weekends, that you are having a lot of other work, your office work and your house work, a lot of other things are there. In mid of that, you wanted to attend all these things. So definitely it is a constraint for you. Next one is non-negative constraints which you are going to be taking. Okay. So let us try to talk about how this particular problem is going to be developed. Next is techniques of war. We are having distribution and allocation models, okay, which we can use in our this one is that operation research. Distribution models are there. Inventory models are going to be developed by operation research, and how to minimize the inventory which you are going to be having. And queuing method is there, waiting line series, which is used in all retailing, and how to cut down the queue. Okay, we are having queue model called as and waiting line model. And next one is production models are there, and how well you can utilize the existing inventory. Okay, that is very important one, because nowadays you can find it out. It is just in time. It is not an inventory thing which you will be keeping like older days. So how you can do that one. And game theory is there. Game theory, for example, two people will be there and two people zero sum game is there. For example, if any one is losing 1% market share in carbonated drink, means another one is winning. Only two people are there. One is Pepsi and another one is Coke. If anyone is there, so if someone is coming out with one strategy, means another one is coming out with another strategy. Pepsi done in 1990 is Michael Jackson World Tour by paying $300 million. And Coke also paid $300 million for Madonna, and she performed throughout India, okay, throughout worldwide. That is, you are going to be action and reaction is going to be there. So we are going to be calling that one as an, okay, very very important thing, game theory, which you are going to be taking. The next one is network analysis, which is going to be used in your companies. That is PERT and CPM is there. What is CPM means? Critical path, which is very critical, which you are going to be taking. In this path, we are going to be not all having any whatever total slack is not all there. Slack means any delay is not all there from early starter, late starter, early finish, or late finish. There will be no slack. Okay, no delay will be there. So we wanted to do critical path, and it is a deterministic model CPM. But PERT is an probabilistic model, and in this one we are going to be taking the time into three parts. One is optimistic time, another one is most likely time, another one is pessimistic time. So this is one thing which is going to be used in networking. And if you're good enough in drawing network, definitely you can take a career in networking itself. The next one is job sequencing models. What actually job sequencing models? Hello? Sequencing the job means what?
As per the priority, they are sequencing the.
Okay. A lot of time what is happening in mid of work in progress inventory is going to be happening. Work in progress, WIP inventory, we are going to be calling it as an WIP inventory. Okay. No inventory should be there in work in progress, and how to cut down the operational efficiency or increasing the operational efficiency and cut down the idle time of the machines. We are going to be using sequencing of the jobs. That is very big model which you will be taking. Very simple problems which you are having. Okay, so this is one thing. Next is replacement model. By using this one, we can find out what is the right time to replace your machines which is there in your house or some other one. And next one is you can find out Markovian models and simulation models. I think with simulation model, everyone knows about it. Hello? What is simulation? Simulate means what? Simulated version means what?
Trying out something in a non-production environment, basically running a process in a non-production environment to see what are the outcomes perceived.
Software people, they're going to be telling, I learned this particular this one, I went to this course, and the software it was given a simulated version like that they are going to be using. Simulated model is one of the important thing which is going to be used by everyone, okay? And it is a virtual thing which is going to be happening. Let us try to talk about one simulated version which is going to be used, which you can easily understand. If you are taking an example of RNS Motors in Bangalore, they are having now Maruti is having their own driving school. If you go to RNS Motors, what they are going to be doing, they never take you to first car and they'll teach. They'll take you to one room and they're going to be giving all instructions and they'll switch off all the light and they'll put you in front of one steering and ask you, they'll switch on when this one, what is that? It is just like a movie which you haven't been seeing, and you are feeling that you are driving inside one row, and they are going to be asking, please take left, right, go. A lot of obstacles are coming in front of you, vehicles are coming, how to take. And they'll give training 3 days inside the particular room virtually. And once when you are doing right, that is virtually, that is when there is a control in your steering, then they will take you out to drive that particular car which is going to be there. It's a simulated version which they are having there, and they will try to train you in a good way. Okay, so we are having that simulation models also. What are the scope of this particular war? War can be used in all sorts of things. If you're going to be talking about agriculture, think that if you're having 100 acres of land, what is the total acre of land can be used for different this and what is that, if you are growing vegetables or if you are growing some other things, for example, if it can be paddy, it can be sugar cane, or it can be some other one aloo or some other one. What is the total area which you wanted to use for each and every crop which you are going to be growing, and what is the profitability which you can make? So you are going to be having land and how to make maximum utilization of that particular land, agricultural things. So it is written in theory, but which is going to be converted into model. Okay, we are going to be developing a model in this particular thing. The next one is finance. In finance, we are coming across with PEP, capital budgeting. The another important thing is that SAPM, security analysis and portfolio management. How it is helpful, security analysis and portfolio management. You can try to develop a portfolio when you are investing your money. Once if you are developing a portfolio, means definitely you can start to invest money, and you can try to see what is the total profitability which is going to be happening in future like that. So it is going to be helping you to develop and portfolio management also. Flow financial planning also it is going to be helping. And next one is in industries, as we discussed, war is going to be used in industry, and it is going to be used in marketing, okay, operation research, marketing things. Assigning a particular job to a particular person is making profitability of that particular one. For example, if you are assigning a particular job to particular person, assignment problems are there. Definitely, who is good enough in doing that particular job, you can achieve more. Example, your quota sales quotas are there, and you are going to be put in the area where you are not all well versed. If you are going to be changed and put it in your own area where you are knowing everything well, definitely you can make the company to earn more money. Personal management, and definitely it is also used in our this one what you want to call our this one personal management in every industry. That too, this OR is going to be used. Now it is going to be called as a human resource management, which we have changed from personal management. What is the reason when you're going to be taking PM, they are going to be teaching you. Okay. Then production management, it is going to be cushioning the total production which is there in the factory. For example, think that 1,000 products can be produced. If there is no demand, you must produce only 400 to 500. At that time, you must try to cushion the effect. If there is a very big demand, you must produce 1,500. How you can cushioning the capacity planning, which is the capacity is 1,000, but you have bought with say, 500 things in one pot, and another one is going to be bringing from another pot. So next one is life insurance, that is also used. And when you go for limitations, the magnitude of competition, that is computing the things is very high. So my limitations, that is another one. Absence of quantification. We can quantify the things. For example, when you are doing a research work for a particular thing, you can generalize it into whole world in that particular segment either. Here, that absence is there, and we can try to learn what is the difference between manager and operation research expert. LPP. Yes, please. Linear programming is a mathematical technique for optimum allocations of limited scarce resources. We are having mathematical technique one. We are having another word called as an optimum allocation. Very important word. It is not feasible allocation. Optimum allocation of resources which is scarce. Okay, anything for that matter. For example, it can be labor, machine, material, all these things, energy. A lot of things are there. And next one is to several competing activities such as product, service, jobs, so on the basis of given criteria optimality. So at the end of the day, in linear programming, the very important thing which you wanted to know is that it gives an input for you to maximum allocation for which one you can do it for the scarce resources. How can you can utilize that particular thing, that is war, for utilizing the scarce resources. Very important one. What do you mean by linear? Linear, just now one of your friend told, proportional relationship, that is straight line. Proportional relationship between two variables or models. And next one is when you're going to be talking about the given change in variable, okay, and change in variable, we must try to ask our madam, okay. That is when you're going to be talking about this variables are going to be changing, it is going to be resulting in some drastic changes which is going to be happening. Because if for example, when you're going to be taking one x and y, if y is dependent and x is independent, the impact on x is going to be making the impact on y. The changes are going to be resulting proportionate change in the x. For example, if you're going to be changing for example, if you're going to be taking sales and advertisement, sales is your dependent variable, advertisement is your independent variable. If you are making massive advertisement, the sales is going to be proportionately increasing according to the increase of your advertisements. That is your linear thing which you are going to be calling. Actually, the impact on your dependent variable is going to be directly proportionate to the independent variable. What is going to be happening? The word programming, okay. Programming is what? Sort of planning which is going to be there, okay. What you are going to be doing here in this problem, we are going to be talking more about only economic allocations of limited resources. Only thing is that how we can utilize the limited resources. That's all. Okay, so how basically we are going to be taking that limited resources and utilizing it in a proper way and adapting a particular course of action or strategy. Let us try to talk about what is course of action. Okay. After evaluating the alternatives, we are going to be selecting any one particular alternative, and that alternative is going to be decided to go ahead the course of action or strategy which you're going to be taking. You are having n number of what is plan A, is there plan B, is there plan C, is there plan D, is there. All these things are there. But once if anyone fail, you are going to be sticking on to another course of alternatives. Next one, structure of linear programming. As I told you, we are having 4 steps, structure of linear programming. Step number 1, the activity decision variables which you wanted to make. For example, any one particular name is given means we are going to be calling that one as an addition variable, which is going to be used. That is called as an x1 and x2. Addition variables are x1, x2, or x1, x2, x3. All these things are there in addition variables. So x1, two variables are more than two variables, which you can find out. And next one is objective function. What is the objective of doing any one particular business? The main objective is that to make the profit. That means that you wanted to optimum utilization of your resources to get the maximum profit. The next another one is that we are going to be taking this one. What is that in objective function? Cost. One is profit, another one is cost. Any company which wanted to sustain in the market means it should talk about how to cut down the cost. So we give more importance for cost as well as profit. So when you are writing any one mathematical model, we are going to be writing in the notation called Z. Okay, Z. And if it is profit, maximize Z. If you wanted to make more profit, maximize Z, we are going to be telling. And if you're going to be taking the objective function as minimize Z, then you're going to be talking about the another one, which is going to be minimize Z, means we are going to be cutting down the cost. Okay, that is min Z. Minimize Z means min Z, we are trying to talk about cost. So the first one is decision variable. You can write x1, x2 or x1, x2, x3, x4 like that, decision variables for the given problem. The second one is that identify whether the problem is related to making the profit or cutting down the cost, and write max Z is equal to or min Z is equal to. You can write any two words, max Z or min Z. And the next one is constraints. As you're knowing, constraints are there. For example, you ask one office, if you are going to be talking about the constraints which you are going to be trying to take means, if you are having around 10 acres of land, the constraint can be proper availability of your menus, or proper availability of your labors, or proper availability of water. All these things are constraints. When you are going to, if there is no borewell and if you are depending on only rainy seasons, definitely it is becoming a constraint. Your main objective is making more profitability, but you are going to be trying to take that one as a constraint. Last one is non-negative variable. What is non-negative variable means? When you are going with four diagram, definitely you can find it out. This four, 1 minute. I will write it. If you want, you can copy it. One minute. When you are taking this particular thing, yeah. Now, when it comes to non-negative variable means, in this particular chart we can find it out. Okay, this quadrant, you can see my mission cursor. This quadrant is called as a positive quadrant. Okay, all these three are negative quadrants, and this is positive quadrant. And our main objective is to cut down the cost or make profit. So you cannot put any one answers in these three quadrants. Okay, in this quadrant and below and this one, you cannot put your values. So what you are going to be doing, the variables which you are going to be taking should be from this. So we are going to be calling it as a non-negative constraints. We are going to be calling that one as a non-negative constraints. Guidelines for formulating linear programming problem. What are the guidelines? The first thing which you wanted to make, identify and define decision variables. Which are the decision variables you identify, and these decision variables are going to be taken as an x1 and x2. These decision variables are taken as an x1 as well as x2. One minute. It is not moving. Okay. Basic requirements for linear programming are objective of an LTP and objective of mathematical expression, Alternative course of action, resource must be limited supply. Okay. Basic assumptions which is there in LPP, certainty and linearity is very important one in linear programming. One is independent variable is directly proportional to dependent variable. So that is linearity which you are going to be telling. Additivity, okay, divisibility which is going to be there. And next one is the non-negative constants. Then non-negative constant means when the variables are within the positive quadrant. As I told you, positive quadrant is the positive quadrant is going to be northeast places which you are going to be seen now. And optimality, you are trying to find out 100% optimal utilization of the services. We are having a lot of examples I'm going to be quoting afterwards. Okay, please go for next slide. Application of linear programming problems methods. The first one is product mix. The second one is diet problem, portfolio selection problems, media selection problems, blending problems, transportation problems, driving salesman problem, farm planning problem, area line reporting, airline routing. Sorry. Yeah. Please make a note of this particular problem. Let us start to do the problem first. Hello. Everyone is having books now, books and pens.
Yes, sir.
Please keep book and pen ready. Let us start to do the problem. Hello, copied, huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, please watch carefully. I will read the problem and everyone wanted to tell the answers for me. Only one girl and two boys are talking, that's all. Let us start with a firm is engaged in producing two products. How many products? Two products, is it not? That product name is product A and product B. Okay. Each unit of product A to produce product A requires 2 kgs of raw material and 4 labor hours. 4 labor hours is required and 2 kg raw material is required. And for producing product B, we require 3 kgs of raw material and 3 labor hours. How many hours? 3 labor hours and 3 kgs of raw materials. And every week the firm has an availability of, firm is having availability of 60 kgs of raw material and 96 kgs of labor hour. The firm is having 60 kgs of raw material with it for per week and 96 labor hours. Okay, and if, for example, if 2 laborers are working out and if it is 6 days per week and 8 hours per day means now definitely it is 6 days of 48, 48 is 96. So 96 labor hours. 1 unit of product is sold yields, 1 unit of product is sold yields, please underline this word yield, rupees 40. 1 unit of product is sold yields rupees 40 and 1 unit of product is sold rupees 35 as profit. Yield means what? Profit. Okay. Now the question is formulate. Write a problem, not solution. This is theory which is given. You put it in mathematical model. 4 steps are there. You must write what are the decision variables and you must start to write what is the objective function. Then you must start to write the constraints and you must start to write the non-negative variables. So why? Let us start with this one. The first thing which I told you is that yield you must underline, and availability of raw material. Availability, underline this. Okay. Now let us start with the problem. Okay. How many products are there? Product A. We are having two products. One is product A and product B. Is it not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, product A and product B. And let us go with here. We are having two products, product A and product B. And product A, to produce product A, what are the things which is required? 2 kgs of raw material and 4 labor hours. So for producing product A, what is required? Okay, we want raw material and we want labor hour. Okay, how many kgs of raw material we want? 2 kgs of raw material. And how many labor hours required?
Four.
Is a single product, 4 labor hours. Is it right?
Right, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the this raw material required for product B? Please tell.
3 kg and 3 hours.
For product B, how much is required? Please tell.
3
3
kg, 3
kgs and
hours.
3 hours.
raw material,
3
3
3
kg.
raw material and
3 hours labor hours.
3 hours.
3 labor hours. Is it not? This is one thing. And let us go for the last one. What is the profitability which is given here? How much for product A? How much?
35.
Rupees
35.
40
40
and
and
rupees
30.
40 and
35.
40 and 35.
So a right profit here, PROFIT, 40 and 35. You must work it like this, then it will be easy to do the problem. Now let us come to this particular sentence. Every week firm has availability of how much they are having. I made it blue, you can check it. How many kgs of raw material is available?
60 kgs.
How many
60
labor hours?
kgs.
60 kgs of
RM, raw
60
material.
kgs of raw material. And how many labor hours?
96.
96. Okay. Now available. Okay. Availability means what? Which is there. For example, I'm going to be asking 100 rupees from your side. You're going to be telling availability in my pocket. I'm having only 50 rupees. Okay. In my pocket, I'm having only 50 rupees. And I'm asking you to spend for getting some coffees. You can tell that I can spend 50 rupees or less than that. Available is 50. So why I can spend whole 50 or less than that? Is it not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So why? What you wanted to write, you must write the symbol, that is less than or equal to. This one symbol you must write here. You must write the symbol less than or equal to. And here also you must write the same symbol less than or equal to. Okay, now this is 70% you have finished. Now let us come to the first part. First part is find out the decision variables. What are the decision variables? Decision variables are, we are having two products, product A and product B. So why? What are the decision variables which we are having? Decision variables means let x1 and x2 be. You must write let x1 and x2 be be the DV, decision variables, DV for product A and product B. Product A and product B. Okay. Now we are having two decision variables x1 and x2 for product A and product B. Okay. Now see here, X1 is for product A. So why I'm going to be writing X1, and here also I'm going to be writing X1, and X2 is there. X2, and here also X2, and profit for X1 is profit for 40 means X1, and here X2, here X2. Now in mid of this you are coming out with this particular plus. Got it? Now you understood? Hello? The first thing is that what in 4 steps, decision variable you must write. Let x1 and x2 be the decision variable. The second one, you must find out the objective function. Objective function is profit. What you are going to be writing for profit? For profit, you are going to be writing max z. Z is notation. Max z is equal to max z is equal to 40x1 plus 35x2. Next, this is the second step. Second step. This is first step. Okay, this is first step. And what is the third step which you are going to be having? The third step is that constraints. What are the constraints which you are having? The third step constraint is that we are having this one. Third step as this. Third one. Constraints are raw material and labor hours. And what is the fourth step which you are having? Your variables are x1 and x2 are non-negative variables. So why x1 comma x2 are greater than or equal to, what you are going to be writing? Greater than or equal to, because less than means it is going to be less than means sorry. Greater than or equal to 0. Less than 0 means it is minus or not? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, it is negative.
Hello? Yeah, when you're going to be writing less than or equal to means it is 0 minus 0 below that means minus. So why? When non-negative variable means it is not all having any negative value. So why? X1 variable and X2 variable should have positive only. If X1 variable and X2 variable are having negative value, how come you can increase the profit? So why? It is in only positive quadrant. So we got the fourth step also. Fourth step. How to write this particular problem. You understood this one, how to analyze? Okay. When once if you are doing any other problem, you'll come to know. Okay. Please make a note of this. Identify the decision variables. First step. Let x1 and x3 be the number of units of product A and product B produced per week. Okay. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, second one is that define the objective function as it is profit, maximize z is equal to 40x1 and 35x2. By reading the theory, you came to know it is 40x1 and 35x2. The third step is that we are having to find out the constraints. One constraint is raw material, another constraint is labor. Raw material constraint is 2x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 60, and 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 96. Okay, and the next constraint is that non-negative constraint. You can write it like this. This is the final answer. If you write this one, you can get 10 marks. They can give 7 marks or 10 marks for this particular problem. Understood? Hello.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now see here what else this particular figure is there, and you cross check this one. We're having 40x1. Sorry. We are having this one as a second thing. Okay. Step number 1, That is decision variable. Step number 2, there is your objective function, which is going to be there. Objective function, OB objective function, FN function, and next one is your constraints, and last one is your non-negative variable. Non-negative variable. Understood now? Problem is understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall we go for second one? Shall we take some break?
We will do the
Hello.
second one, sir.
Shall we go for second one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Make a note of this. To do one thing, you take a photo of this and we can easily start to work on this. Have you taken the photo of this? Hello.
You have taken, sir.
Yeah, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Please read the first one. Agriculture Research Institute suggests the farmers to spread out at least, underline this word at least, otherwise you bold it and you make it underline, at least 400, you make it bold as well as underlined. At least. And special purpose fertilizer, not less than 7, not less than also, underline this one, and special nitrogen fertilizer. There are two sources of obtaining these mixtures. A, see here, how many mixtures are there here? We are having two mixtures. It is very easy for us to find out how many decision variables are there. Mixture A and mixture B means X1 can be mixture A and X2 can be mixture B. Both of this, underline this one also. And both of these available in bags of weighing 100 kg of each. Okay. What is the cost? What they are given here? What they are given? Is it cost? Profit? Hello. They are given cost or profit? Hello. Please
Sir, cost is given.
see the screen. Cost. So why cost means minimize? Cost means minimization. Profit means maximization. So why we are knowing the decision variable, we are knowing that is mixture x A is x1, mixture B is x2, and cost means minimize z is equal to, cost means minimize z is equal to, not maximize, minimize z is equal to. So why? What are the constraints? Mixture A contains phosphate and nitrogen. Both these are the constraints which you are having, phosphate and nitrogen. And what is the total kgs? Phosphate is 20 kg, nitrogen is 80 kg. Mixture B, phosphate is 50 kg, nitrogen is also 50 kg. Okay, now write the LPP and determine. Okay, now let us try to talk about first thing. We are having decision variable, first one. Okay, decision variable, decision variable is equal to x1 is mixture A and x2 is mixture B. The theory I had given it detailedly. I'm not all explaining. What is the total number of kgs of mixture A and number of kgs of mixture B? Okay. X1 is mixture A and x2 is mixture B. Decision variable. What is the this one? Objective function. Objective function is, as that given cost, we are having minimize z. Minimize z is equal to, we are having that one. Constraints, we are having two things. One is phosphate, special phosphate, and another one is we are having special nitrogen. Okay, phosphate and nitrogen. Phosphate and nitrogen. Okay. Now let us start. We are having mixture A adding mixture B. Okay. X1 and X2, let us keep it in bracket. And what is the total which you are having for mixture A? What is the total cost for mixture A? Please tell. Total cost for mixture A. Hello?
40, sir.
40. For mixture B.
24.
So I write it here like this. Please see the screen. 40 below mixture A and 24 below mixture B. Got it. Then how many kgs of phosphate is required for mixture A? Phosphate. 20 kgs of, is it not phosphate? And what is the total kgs of nitrogen which is required?
80.
80. And how many kgs of phosphate for mixture B?
50.
50. And how many kgs of nitrogen?
50 again.
50. Okay. Let us go to the first line. What is the total kgs which they wanted to use? At least 4,800 kgs of special phosphate, 7,200 kgs of nitrogen. Let us write 4,800 kg beside this, 4,800, and here 7,200. Okay. Now my question is that if someone is asking Sureka friend is going to be asking Sureka, for your birthday you must spend at least 1,000 rupees. What actually it means, Sureka? At least you must spend 1,000 rupees means what actually it means?
Not less than
100, not less than. Yeah, at least means 1,000 or more than that you must spend. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
1,000 or more than that. Okay. The next one is that the second word we are using not less than. Again, they are going to be asking Sureka, you must spend not less than 1,000 rupees. What actually it means? Not less than means it is also greater than 1,000 or more, is it not? So why? In mid of this, the symbol which you are going to be getting is greater than or equal to. Understood now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you put x1, x1, x1 and x2, x2, x2 here. Please copy this one. You must work out like that only. Before the solving the problem, you must work out. Otherwise, you cannot understand how to do this one. Now let us go with x2. Put x2 beside all these things. Okay. Now, in mid of this, we are having plus. Here also we are having plus. Here also we are having plus. Okay. Now, the constraints are phosphate and nitrogen. 20x1 plus 50x2 is greater than or equal to 4800. Nitrogen 80x1 plus 50x2 greater than or equal to 7200. Your objective function minimize z is equal to 40x1 plus 24x2 addition variable. And what is your non-negative constraint? You must write x1 comma x2 greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. x1 comma x2 greater than or equal to 0. Got it now? Understood? Please copy this one now. You must work out like this, and in the sheet you must write like this. Only this much you write. Decision variable, what actually it is, you write it this one. Let x1 and x2 be the number of bags of mixture A and mixture B. And define objective function. Minimize z is equal to 40x1 plus 24x2. Hello.
Hello, Namdev Kaleta, can you please unmute your...
Finished? This much is finished?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Last, you write it like this. Finally, you got this one.
Sir, can we see the previous slide?
Previous slide. That's all. That is phosphate and nitrogen, which you had worked out. 20x1 plus 50x2 and 80x1 plus 50x2.
Okay.
You had written, no? When I worked out, you had written.
Yes, yes, sir.
At the end, you must write this one. This much you get marks. I think, as I told you, it can be 7 or 10 marks. Yeah. Let us go for next problem. You copy it. I will take 3 minutes break. You copy this one and let us finish it within another, I think, another half an hour. I am going to be taking, and we are going to be completing our 2 hours. I am having one online, this one, what is it, webinar. So I wanted to join there.
Hello, Bijapur sir, are you there?
Yes.
No, sir, Krishna sir, I'm calling that Bijapur sir. I just need a help from him. That's why.
Yes, please.
Pardon me.
Bijapur sir, do you have any common platform where we can get all these PDF files?
Yeah, already shared in the group, no?
Sorry, but I'm not been added in that group. Can you please
Okay,
add?
okay. Your batchmate may add. Please provide your number in chat box. They will add you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
tell me.
excuse me. Sir, where to give the number?
In chat box.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Please, who is having admin, please add their numbers.
Thank you so much, Rekha.
Welcome.
Sureka, at the end of the this session, can you please forward all the document again in that group? That will be good for us.
Okay, Indrajit, we'll do that.
Okay.
Hello, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, let us go with this particular problem. In this problem, what they are given, please read it carefully. One small trick is there in this problem. What they have done, they are having model 1, M1, and model 2. This is decision variable, write it, x1 and x2. Let x1 be M1 and x2 be M2. Okay. And what is the your objective function? Please read the problem. In this one, they are given profit. Is it not? Objective function is profit. And what is your this one? What is that constraints which you are having? Constraints are type 1 requires 4 hours of grinding, 2 hours of polishing. Type 2 requires 2 hours of grinding, 5 hours of polishing, grinding and polishing. Okay, so why, let us try to do this one. Okay, do same problem. Okay. Now decision variable is type 1 which we are having here. Decision variable first one is two types, M1 and M2. Let us make it this one as M1 and M2. M1 and this one is M2. Two decision variables. Objective function is maximize. Here they are given profit. See here, profit, we see the blue, profit M1 is equal to 3 and M2 is equal to 4. So why 3 rupees per and 4 rupees. 3x1 and 4x2. Got it, objective function. Now what are the constraints which you are having? Here in these constraints, M1 requires 4 hours of grinding, 2 hours of polishing. Grinding and polishing. GR. Now how much? 4 hours of grinding and 2 hours of polishing. Please cross check and write it 4 hours. Don't do wrong. And 2 hours of polishing. And M2 is how much? 2 hours of grinding, 5 hours of polishing. 5 hours of polishing. And what is the total this one grinding hours which you are having? Each grinding works for 40 hours and polishers works for 60 hours. Okay, grinding work for 40 hours and 60 hours
They have two.
and 60. If they are not all given any word, it is availability. That's all. When they are not all given anything else, it is available. When it is available, what you are going to be doing? When it is available, what is the symbol which you are going to be taking? Symbol is
Less than or
less
less than or equal to.
than or equal to. Is it not?
Sir, they
Less
have
than or equal to.
two grinders and 3 polishers.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
we?
1 minute, 1 minute. I'll be coming to that one.
Okay, okay.
But one small trick in this problem is that what they are given. See here, please read. The manufacturer has 2 grinders and manufacturer is having 2 grinders and 3 polishers. So why? How many grinders are there here? 2 grinders, 40 into 2 and 60 into 3. So what actually answer is, this is 80 and this is 180. This is the small trick which they are given. So why? If you are writing like this in worksheet and start to work, okay, you can get it. Please copy this one. Go for next one. Finished, only take this much, that's all. Don't copy everything. Shit. This much you write, that's all. The finishing of this, let us go for next one. Another one constraint is there. Write it. Shall we go for next one? Finished? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Finished, huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. From next class, we can go with other problems tomorrow. Okay, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I shared Please go through this, and I'm going to be teaching how to solve this one. Next, we can go with graphical method. Tomorrow, please ask your friends to bring graphs. When I'm teaching, you must do graph, okay? Graph problems. It will be easy for you, okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, keep graph with you people ready, then it will be easy for you to solve the problems, okay? Graphical method tomorrow I'm going to be teaching. And next, let us go with our transportation and assignment problems, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay then, okay. Thank you. Thank you for patience listening. And
Thank you, sir.
another one session now, which I wanted to. So why I asked you people to join 2:15. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Dinadar,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Tomorrow 9 o'clock, sir, morning.
Sir, tomorrow morning 9 o'clock, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sir, afterwards I'm going to make a call for you. Okay. We can
Okay.
discuss.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
sir.
sir. Namaste,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.